the tip of the iceberg has emerged. They're going for it. They're going for the throat. This is a warning. This particular video, although I'm going to show you my fish because fish are relaxing, and the news never really is going to talk a little bit about politics. So if you don't like politics, just close the window and go off into, something else that makes you happy, right? But some of us like to know what's going on in the world, and I'm one of them. This is my channel. So, although a lot of people don't think you should mix fish and politics, they also thought you shouldn't mix fish and music. And, well, everyone's doing that now. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about just what I want to talk about today. It's an astonishing truth that's been released. The tip of the iceberg has been shown to us, and it's just the tip, I assure you. Now, there's been talk since a speech from Prince Andrew. And Prince Andrew is no hero, we all know that. He's a bit of a scumbag, okay? He's involved with the Epstein thing. I need to say no more about that. But clearly, Prince Andrew stabbed back at the establishment. The establishment went after him through this Epstein stuff. He stabbed back at the establishment, and he went out and he stood up on stage. He wasn't supposed to talk about this, and he just made a speech, and the speech was about the great game. And he told us how we've all been playing the great game. And he went on about it. Basically, there's a big scheme to keep us all divided, to keep us all upset, to keep the world in chaos, so that the Strait of Hormuz is happening right now for a reason, okay? And it's about eliminating this great game. Trump's going after it. Trump's going after it hardcore. That's why he took Venezuela. These are all pieces on the chessboard in the great game, and they're related to an insurance scheme that's run out of Britain. That makes Britain trillions of dollars a year, and it's the high insurance costs and related to oil shipments. Okay, you wonder why Canada and the U.S. have so much oil, but we stay dependent on Middle Eastern oil. It's so they can insure it and tax the world on energy, and they've been doing it my entire life, your entire life. They've made our lives hell on purpose, okay? They literally have, on purpose. They've made the people in the Middle East, they've made their lives hell on purpose. They create division. They create the narratives that make people angry so that the world goes nuts and they get rich every time, every freaking time, okay? And we've been locked into this since the end of World War II. Probably even in the lead up to it. It's probably what led to it in the first place. But anyhow, the rules-based order, when you hear people sing that phrase, they're part of the great game. Okay, the WEF, WTO, WHO, they're all pieces on the chessboard of the great game. Now, what they're doing is they're showing us, they're peeling back the onion slowly, because people are going to freak out if they do it too quick. But I'm going to show you a video here. The FBI director discussing the charges being laid on the Southern Poverty Law Center. And you have to listen to this to understand that this is the purest example of the great game.
Because this will get buried by the mainstream media, okay? Very important to listen to what he's about to say here. Basically, you know how we used to hear about these right-wing hate groups, and we would see them online all dressed with the same clothing, And then people even thought it was weird and called them the feds and stuff like that. Stuff like the Proud Boys, okay? It's even worse than that. Apparently, all the way back to the Ku Klux Klan, the Southern Poverty Law Center has been paying all these groups to pretend to be hate groups and generate actual hate in America. And it was all done by the left.
The Southern Poverty Law Center themselves advertise to raise money to dismantle violent extremist groups for a period of at least a decade.
But they actually fund them in order to fund themselves.
They use their donor network to raise money to purportedly dismantle violent extremist groups. However, the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, used the money they raised from their donor network to actually pay the leadership of these very groups. I just want to say that again. They used the fraudulently raised money by lying to their donor network, thousands of Americans, to go ahead and actually pay the leadership of these supposed violent extremist groups. The groups, as the general laid out, include the Ku Klux Klan, the United Klans of America, Unite to Right, National Alliance, the National Socialist Movement, the Aryan Nation Motorcycle Club, and the National Socialist Party of America, and also the American Front. In at least one of these matters, our investigation revealed that funds were used to facilitate the commission of further state and federal offenses, totaling over $3 million. Furthermore, our investigation revealed that the Southern Poverty Law Center, on top of perpetuating this widespread, decade-long, multi-million-dollar fraud, conducted more criminal activity. They attempted to hide their criminal activity from our financial banking network. They set up shell companies and entities around America so that the financial institutions that we rely on as everyday Americans were deceived in believing that money was not coming from the Southern Poverty Law Center in the perpetration of this scheme and fraud, but rather fictitious entities they stood up to perpetuate this ongoing fraud.
There it is. There it is. It's all cracking wide open. The whole thing's been a big scam. They've wound you up for years, concerning you with all of these supposed hate groups, and it's always been a crock of shit.
So as you can see, once again, we have a leftist organization claiming to be, the equivalent of Antifa, for example, anti-fascist. But Antifa acts exactly like the brown shirts, like Hitler's brown shirts. They operate with the same exact mentality, and just everything they do is a carbon copy of the brown shirts, and then they call themselves anti-fascist, but they're a contradiction, right? Same thing here. Southern Poverty Law Center. Okay, oh boy, doesn't that sound impressive? Southern Poverty Law Center? But really, it's just a big old scam to keep you angry so that they can take your money and give it to the very people they are supposed to be fighting against. It's all a big shakedown. And it's part of the great game. Pay very close attention to this stuff, because hopefully we can bring it all to an end. And when it does, we will enter a golden age for humanity and finally have peace across the world.